Good morning and happy Sunday. While we're waiting for the top of the hour, I'm going to use a couple of blends. Whatever single oils or blends you've chosen to apply this morning, just put them on, breathe them in, and inhale, enjoy them. The two that I've chosen, now I'm still waiting for my shipment from convention, because mine not only has to go from the US to Singapore and clear the customs and be delivered there, but it then has to be sent down to Bali and go through another ritual of customs and all of that. So I'm still waiting in eager anticipation. So I have chosen instead this morning, since I don't have the new ones, I've chosen to use Gary's Light, which is from, was it last year or the year, 2 years or 3 years ago? I can't remember. But I'm going to breathe that in. I thought I would use different oils today. And last year's foundation blend, One Heart, which is such a special, special blend for me. I'm going to breathe it in. Of course, I've already used a number of oils this morning. And then I need to wipe my hands a little bit so I don't drop the bowls. And just enjoy. Just breathe in these frequencies, intending that they be the perfect frequencies for you at this particular moment. And once again, happy Sunday. I am excited to be back after this little hiatus that we took for the Young Living Convention. And I hope that all of you are recovered. I'm still somewhat recovering from all of the wonderful, wonderful presentations. And I just have done a lot of integrating. Have any of you experienced that? So at any rate, getting on with the topic today, our flow with the rhythms of life. And how did that happen to me to come up? That first, the title usually happens for me, and then I start thinking about what I might intend to use in this. And I got to thinking, as often, Stephen has gotten me into looking up a lot of words, because the particular words that we use have a tremendous impact not only on others, but on us. Truly, truly, the impact of our choice of words is extremely important. So, looking up flow, what does flow mean to you? Well, flow means to proceed smoothly. That is one of the definitions that I got when I looked up the word. Flowing along. smoothly. That is a key word as far as I'm concerned. When we're in the flow, everything works. When we're out of sync with the flow, everything is difficult. Would you agree? So the flow and the rhythms, does the word rhythm mean to you? Well, looking it up again, rhythm is a harmonious sequence. Okay? Harmonious sequence. So when we combine being in that flow with harmonious sequence, then this is extremely powerful. And I got to thinking, in fact, one of the thoughts for the title of today first was circles and cycles. How often do you notice that there are cycles of things going on in every aspect of your life? There's an up and down. It's like the waves, the cycles, the flow, the waves coming in to the shore, the waves rolling out to sea. And when we are fighting those, have any of you ever been caught in what's called a rip tide, where if you fight against it, you will be swept out the opposite direction, swept away from the shore. And it is a very frightening experience. However, if you can manage to relax and just flow with the tide, eventually it will bring you back into the flow and into the harmony that you would choose to have, into the shore. So thinking about it from that standpoint, are you flowing in a cycle? Or do you feel like you're caught up in a circle, in a swirling vortex? I'm very grateful. This has been an interesting year and a half, has it not? This has been a very, very trying time for many of us. It has been a very enlightening time for many of us, and there have been probably both of these things that you've experienced during the past 18 months. So the circle, if we keep going round and round and round the circle, we're never moving forward. Would you agree? So to get out of that circle, I think we had, for many years when my children were little, we had hamsters and gerbils, and they would go round and round and round on the circle, on the wheel, never getting anywhere, but exercising tremendous amount. So how do we swing out and get into the flow of the cycle? Now, being here in Bali has been just an incredible experience because everything is celebrated. And the cycles of the days, there are certain celebrations for every 15 days. There's certain celebrations with the full moon, the new moon, other celebrations that are considered annual or semi-annual. It's just a life of celebration where continuously they are in that flow of life. So how do we get there? How do we get there? Well, as Stephen loves to say, we always, always, always have a choice. Never in any situation are we truly not at choice, unless that's what we're thinking. So how do we get to be more flexible and to adapt? Do we adapt and adjust to the current cycle, the current place, or do we resist? Now, for most of my life, I looked for mountains to climb. Mountains to climb, press, 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 push forward, on and on and on. And in actuality, that it may not be the best way to really rise above. Now, guess what? That was the convention title this year, the name of the convention, Rise Above. And I must admit that when I first saw those words, I thought, oh my gosh, this is all about competition. It's all about climbing up. And then upon greater reflection, and for those of you who watched the convention presentations, you understand that that is something that can be taken in more than one way. It's not about competition, being better than another. It's about rising above the things that are holding you back, rising above your fears, rising above former beliefs that are no longer serving you, rising above the very expectations. Now, one of the wonderful joys of my being here in Bali for these last year and a half is that now I'm swimming every day. And as I'm swimming, I'm thinking, I actually swim the journey of the glyphs twice, because I do 2 lengths of each step in the journey of the glyphs, starting with the unblocking, with the forgiveness, and then into the structure, 2 lengths of the structure. And I'm focusing on these colors. And what this is, I'm, as I said, just doing the journey of the glyphs. And I got to the 6th and 7th glyphs, and I ended up doing more than 2 lengths of each one, because suddenly it was as if the 6th glyph, this acceptance, this nurturing of self, this embracing who you are, who others are, and allowing yourself and others your journey. So often we slip into the judgment. And it's not about judgment, not at all. It's about accepting who we are, what choices we may have made in the past, who others are and what choices they may be making. It's not about us. We can talk about us, but it's not about the choices that others are making. So this is to embrace now which are the essential oils and the crystals that anchor this frequency. This is that silver, that heavy frequency. I call it heavy because the crystal is really a metal and it's very heavy, of hematite. And this is that frequency of frankincense and sacred frankincense, those gentle energies. And I have found myself applying this frankincense, I'm holding a sacred frankincense. I've been using both. I'm one of these never choosing to be half safe. So I love both because they have different properties. Both are frankincense, and both will assist you in anchoring that acceptance of who you are, acceptance of who others are, and that gentleness of allowing yourself and others your path. So if you have some sacred frankincense or frankincense, you may choose to apply it. right now. I've got it right here, so I'm applying it. Of course, we know I have tons of oils here. And the other glyph that I kept just kind of hanging on to and swimming and swimming and swimming was the freedom, the release. And this is all about the releasing the fears. How many of us have been faced with fear repeatedly in the last year and a half? Actually, we could say in our whole lives, probably. So, releasing the fear, letting go of the beliefs that we may have held dear for most of our lives, that they may have come down through our parents and our grandparents, fears and beliefs that really aren't appropriate for this particular day and time. And then we come to the one that I kept coming back to me. It was like staring me in the face, just hitting me right in the face. And that was expectations. How many of us really and truly have expectations? I mean, it's so difficult to let go of our expectations of outcomes because we have ingrained into ourselves what outcome to expect. And when we're in our relationships, very, very few relationships do not have some of that expectation. If I do this, then I expect this in return. So this is about that acceptance that you may not get in return what you anticipated. We come again, anticipation, expectation. What next? So, and I'm sure that many of you have felt that. I feel that sometimes. It's like, what's coming next? Well, the fact is we don't really know what's coming next. There's no real true way of knowing what is coming next. So what is the alternative? Well, let's adjust. We can adapt our thoughts. We can adapt our activities and adjust them, becoming more flexible to each situation in present time. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. And we really can't necessarily predict what's going to happen in the future. So let's make the most of this present moment. This might be a time that you would choose. I have it here somewhere. So many oils, so many blends to use present time. That is one that I'm carrying with me a lot now, because for me, staying in the present moment has been a challenge my whole life, because I looked to the past and I was such a good planner, a really, really good long-range planner, and I was planning for the future, totally eliminating my presence in the past. So how can we remain more in this present moment? Well, I feel that it's all about your connection with the Creator, with whatever your concept is of that which created you and your reality. That pure that connection that will allow you to feel the love and the information flowing through you. I like to visualize it. Those of you who follow me and with the Sacred Space know that that's on the front of our books. With this connection to the source above through the crown, I like to visualize it from the base of the spine and the bottoms of each foot, going through, all the way through the very core of our planet of Earth. And Stephen loves to remind me all the time that the two words, heart and earth, have exactly the same letters. Heart, if you put it if you take it away from the front and put it on the back, you have earth. And when we are not grounded, not solidly grounded to the earth and to our Creator, we are suffering being heartbroken. We're earth broken, which is exactly the same thing as being heartbroken. As long as that connection with your Creator is strong, it is holding you to the planet in this present moment, allowing you to experience this present moment and to experience all the joys that are available in this present moment. So as we are refining ourselves, we can spend additional time making certain, checking in is what we call it. It's part of our daily practice, our morning alignment practice, and our evening or our nightly integration practice. It's all about making sure that we are checking in, paying attention to what is going on. It's just so easy to be bombarded with all of the fears of others. And this is that attention to where we are, what we're really doing. Are we allowing excessive stuff that is not supportive of us to filter in, to flow in to our sacred space? Or are we holding that space so that we have a safe place in which to experience whatever we choose in our lives? So remember, these are the 3 C's that came to me this morning. Of course, I started with cycles and circles. That's actually 2, but that's the pair, cycles or circles. Remember that you have a choice. Always, 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 there is a choice. There's a choice to remain grounded. There's a choice to adapt. There is a choice to resist. And then the third one, that connection, your very connection, is what will give you strength in every situation. So, as you move forward this week, have fun. Notice what's going on. If you're beginning to feel fear, that is a definite thought. That is a definite symptom of losing your connection, of being earth broken or heart broken. We need to connect through our heart. It's not about what's up here. It's about what's in here. And that connection with your Creator is the answer to it all. So have a beautiful, beautiful week filled with lots of happy experiences, revelations, letting go of expectations, which really cause us disappointment and dissatisfaction. I'm making my own words up as we go along. So I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. And again, hope your week is filled with lots and lots of happy rainbows.